Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cheney and I'm a homeschooling mom to 3 kids ages 13, 6, and 2. And today I wanted to share with you a resource that I happened to stumble upon actually on Amazon. I've never seen anyone review or talk about these, so I wanted to drop a quick video with sort of like a flip through first impressions of this resource. So these are the Time for Kids, it's a Time for Kids pack, and it's published by the Teacher Created Materials publishing. And this is a language arts pack targeted at the middle grades. Now, I definitely think that, hi, how are you? I think that you could use this for maybe upper elementary or lower high school if you wanted. It was a book pack that I purchased on Amazon, and it came with these titles. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I paid about $8 for this pack. So we're gonna go through here. I'm just gonna do a brief flip through. I read through a couple of these, and I just thought they were really cool. And I think you could definitely use these as like a spine of your language arts for the year, or a guide if you wanted to do kind of like a unit study type of thing. You could definitely use these as spines or as guides. So some of these books have this game changers, and then some are stepping into, and some are young adult literature. So I'm going to show you here. So what these will do, so this one's Lin-Manuel Miranda. And here's a glimpse of the table of contents here. And so it goes through sort of a brief synopsis here of Lin-Manuel Miranda. Hi. His contribution to writing and how he got there. You made a ball. Cool. Yeah, and so it's got like this here is it talks about the diversity in the Broadway audience versus the actual diversity of New York City. So it'll add some real world issues in there. All of them have this think link here. So for this one, it's how does Hamilton connect to classrooms? Why might Miranda want to offer discounted tickets to students? And if you were asked to create your own artistic historical research project, what topic would you choose and how would you present it? So there's that. And then at the end of all of these books here, there's a glossary with vocabulary terms, book suggestions for you to read, video suggestions, and websites to go along with this study here. And then at the end, all of them have this try it. Oh no! Which is this writing assignment. I'm sorry, my daughter's playing with kinetic sand next to me, so you're going to hear her talk to me. But this try it is a writing assignment. So here it says, an Act 2 of Hamilton focuses on the differences between Alexander Hamilton's belief and Thomas Jefferson's beliefs. Miranda uses rap battles to depict the difference between the Hamiltonians, or Federalists, and the Jeffersonians, or the Democratic Republicans. Imagine you are tasked with writing a rap about core differences between the two political parties. To get started, you have some research to do. And so it breaks down this process of writing that, that at this point iconic battle rap that's depicted in the play Hamilton, which was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda. All of them have this writing assignment at the end. And one of them in particular some of them have a reader's guide at the end. So these are like comprehension questions for you to ask at the end. And I know at least one of them has a teacher's guide as well. So that was a game changer. This one is stepping into Mark Twain's world. So this is sort of, it gives a lot more context around the world that Twain was in. It gives a brief biography of him. And I'm trying to find the think tank for here so I can give a good, here we go. Stop and think. Analyze the image above. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of shiny. Analyze the image above of Tom Sawyer's gang from a 19th century edition of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. What can you infer about the boys based on their clothing? In what ways are these boys dressed appropriately for their time? How does the boys' clothing in this illustration differ from the clothing of children today? So, we'll go pick it up. You need help? No. Okay. Excuse me, I'm sniffling. So really great exercises throughout here. So it isn't just reading information. There's also some great, here's another think link here. How are dangers facing children today different or similar to those that children faced back in the past? And why do you think Mark Twain includes violence and crimes in his books that are read by children? So, yeah. Oh, I've got it too low for you. I got you. There you go. Okay. Yeah, so here's a bit about playing games. Jenny, can you take that in there, please? Right here. There we go. All right, that's a little bit better. I'm sorry, guys. This is how you gotta live with my kids being in the video if you're gonna watch my videos. But yeah, so this is a great breakdown of like games that children would have been playing at the time, to dig a little bit deeper. So if you're doing maybe a unit study on Mark Twain and his literature, the history of American literature in particular, this would be a great addition. And I think I glossed over it, but at some point it does talk about voices and how Twain has his main character use, grammatically incorrect language in his narrative style. So here again, you've got book suggestions with their publication date, more books and websites, and then here you have the writing assignment for this book and a reader's guide with comprehension questions once you finish. And then next is the young literature parts of it. I think there's at least one more in here. This one's Magical Worlds. This one's The World Inside Us. Oh, there is one more. There's, let's see. It is dystopian. I do what?
I'm glad you have it facing directly down.
Oh, I have it facing directly down?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So we have dystopian worlds, The World's Inside Us, and Magical Worlds.
My mom's I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay.
That outside on the camera.
Oh, okay. For young adult literature, so YA. And the one about Worlds Inside Us are, it talks about coming of age stories, relationship stories, essentially stories that happen or are driven essentially internally. It talks about like The Catcher in the Rye, Wonder, The Perks of Being a Wallflower, Little Women, The Outsiders, those types of things. It talks about banned books. I think this one also brings up Huckleberry Finn. It talks about the Kubler-Ross model here. Here's another Stop and Think. I really, really like these though. And I think that they'd be a great addition if you were looking for something to add. So, oh, and this one, and kind of encourages them to, if they don't know what they would like to read, to approach their local librarian to talk about, the kinds of things that they're into, and to get the local librarian to assist them in finding a YA book that they would be into. And then here you have the recommended reading list here and the writing assignment. And then at the end you have a reader's guide. And so they have this for The World Inside Us, Dystopian Worlds, which goes over like Hunger Games and what is some of the other ones here? Hold on. Of course I'm blanking because I'm on camera. I read a lot of them too. What is it, like Disruptive or something? I don't remember. Okay, so it talks about sparks triggering the end, the fifth wave, legend, the selection, yeah, so again, it's kind of the same format. There's a glossary and a writing assignment. And again, the reader's guide. Magical Worlds is going to go over series like Aragon, Harry Potter, what else? what is the other? A Tolkien. Yeah, all things, you know, high fantasy.
Is a wave.
Let's see. That was potion, swords, rings. So it goes through like different things that you need to think about. How to set up like a magic system. It's pretty cool. The Magical Realm checklist. So yeah, it gives you an actual checklist on like what things are you going to have in your magical realm. The classic conflict, the journey. Yeah, these are so cool. Oh, and so this is showing you the general 5 points of a story. And it's got like a mountain here, but yeah. The magic world. And then I know this one's assignment in the end is to come up with a map, I think. Or as an up-and-coming new author, you've been contracted by a publishing company to create an original story that's set in a magical realm. What kind of world will you invent? Refer to the checklist on pages 28 and 29 as you complete these steps. Draw a map of your magical world. Make sure you include a key of the important landforms, landmarks, and any other... Yeah, this would be so fun to do. How does the protagonist discover the magic in his or her world? What magical tools would be used? Who will be the antagonist? A person, an animal, a fictional beast, etc. Yeah, I love these things. The more I read through them, the more I like them. Next is Louisa May Alcott's world. Here is that table of contents, and then I'm just going to briefly flip through because they're all basically the same concept here. But just so you can get a feel for it if you were looking for a specific one.
Some ways given to get according to
Alright, and then, okay, so the pack includes this. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to shake you guys. The pack includes this, and I know she's a controversial figure, to say the least. Now, this was copyrighted in 2017, so it's not necessarily like, you know, she'd never done anything, but I don't know if she was as controversial then as she is now. But I did read through this one just out of curiosity to see how they, you know, if it got brought up or not. And it doesn't really at all. They don't acknowledge the like the trans issue with her. It's just like a life story. They go through, you know, how she created it. It does mention that she was the first author to make $1 billion off of her works, which I was really surprised about. I didn't know that. And it just talks about the intricacy along here. But here, it doesn't just not mention the trans stuff. It calls her, it says that her true passion is for social justice, which made me laugh. So, you know, it came in the pack. I don't know if we'll personally go through it. If you're into that kind of thing, then sure. That's just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It came in the pack. So obviously I have it, but if you don't like JK, then don't do this one. The whole pack is $8. You're only losing, you know, a couple bucks on it. The last two, I'm just going to do it quickly here because my kids are losing it, is on Kwame Alexander and William Shakespeare's World. And so if you don't know who he is, which I feel like you should, but he's a modern poet. And a very nice one. So this one's focused, I guess, would be like your poetry focus if you were using these as a main spine. And so, you know, it just goes through his history. And yeah, it's got a thinkling. Jenny, please stop. Thank you. And a reader's guide.
Of course you can hear Venom's daughter crying.
Okay. And then the last one is William Shakespeare's World, which I thought was really cool for, like, if you were trying to do a gentle introduction. and the middle grades to Shakespeare if that's not something that you've done before, which is definitely not something that I've done before. We haven't really gotten into Shakespeare very much outside of a surface level, so this would be cool to dig into, you know, the world, the Elizabethan world, I guess, that Shakespeare was born out of, and how that shaped his work. Yep, and that's it. So there you go. Again, I thought this was really cool. I stumbled upon it on Amazon, and I thought it just was the biggest bang I think I'm gonna get at all for my book and my curriculum planning for the next year. So, yeah, if you have any questions about it, leave it in the comments down below. And I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys later. Bye.